Hello there, channel members, friends, and followers from around the world. This is Q8 Pilot, your host for tonight's show. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be flying this beautiful delivery of the Felis 747-200 Classic service from Epley Airfield to Denver, Colorado. We are in Omaha, Nebraska, in the Midwest in the U.S., and I think this is the very first time I hear of this airport. And we have with us Carl Childers. Welcome aboard, my friend. And we have Burger Props. Stan, hello, Stan. Welcome aboard. Andy, welcome aboard. Flying for Fun Channel. Welcome aboard, my friend. And we have also with us Giza. Hello, my friend. Welcome, Ferdinand Foster. Scott. Hello, Scott. How are you doing? Thank you, Badger from Logan, New Jersey. Boeing Corp, beg your pardon, from Logan, New Jersey. And Badger with us today. Adam, Chicago Skyhawk. Thank you very much, guys, for being here this evening. Thank you very much for all the channel members for their continued support. I really do appreciate it. And again, today we are live streaming from both YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. And hopefully that will work well with us today as it did yesterday. So I have an important announcement to make before we begin into our stream. As of today, January the 2nd, 2023, Happy New Year to all of you guys. I am no longer a partner, an official partner of any builds. I have decided to terminate my partnership with any builds, and the reason being, so I just really want to not be affiliated with anyone. It's a personal decision of mine that I decided I do not want to be affiliated with anyone. I don't want to be sponsored by anyone. I am just Q8 Pilot. Affiliated with the channel, and I will continue, of course, to work with any builds as I did in the same capacity prior to being their partner. So nothing wrong with the company. They're a great bunch of folks and a great company. They do some really good add-ons, and I will continue to work with them in the former capacity as a content creator whenever the opportunity presents itself. So you will no longer see any of their logos or any of the reminders or the timers, beg your pardon. So none of that. I'm still, by the way, getting my way around this multi-streaming thing because once you hit the button, apparently it just goes live, and yeah, it's a bit of a struggle for me in the beginning, but hopefully, I'll get used to it with time. So you'll hear me talking and saying things before once I hit the go live button. Folks, today we are going to be flying this rather beautiful 747, the Queen of the Skies, and this is probably the most complex 747-200 Classic. I love this aircraft a lot. Probably actually the most advanced Boeing for flight simulation to date. And Saad Al Hunaidi just became a VVIP member. Welcome to the VVIP membership at the Q8 Pilot channel. Saad, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And we have Benjamin. Hello, Benjamin George Jr. Welcome, my friend. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it. NM Flyer Robin, welcome aboard. Omaha is headquartered to the U.S. Bomber Command at the Air Force Base. Oh, I see. I believe this airport, by the way, was was used by the U.S. military, is what I understand. So yeah. So I'm very excited actually to fly this aircraft today. It's quite nice in terms of the texturing, by the way. So I think Felis did a really fantastic job modeling this aircraft. It is, by an account of real-world pilots, a very accurate rendition. Look at those wings and the PBR reflection. That it is an accurate rendition of the aircraft. And by the way, if you hop into the cockpit here, If you look at the footage of this aircraft in real life, it looks very, very similar to this, quite complex. And if you fly the 727 by Fly JSIM, this will be something very similar. The engineer station, very nice texturing overall. Could use some work, so it's not superb texturing, I would say, but I think it's done to a high standard. And they could use some work, probably, in the panel. Some of the panel textures can use some work, and somewhere right over there, some of the knobs and switches as well. But overall, this is a very high fidelity, accurate representation of the aircraft. Hi, Q8, is your RTX 4090 hugs a lot of power? It does require a lot of power. Yeah, if you want to harness the full potential of the card. So yeah. Hello, Q8. You are in my hometown. Oh, Jeff, welcome aboard. So every time I fly somewhere, I pick somewhere new, it turns out to be someone's home. So I'm very glad that, my choices have been successful lately. So yeah, mine is Serious Hugger. The load on the EPS is very high. Worth the price? German, in my view, it is worth the price. That's my opinion. Yeah. All right. So, folks, here's what we're going to do. We are going to first. We need to start the battery. So let me come to the engineer station. The first thing you can, by the way, bring the chocks and the ground power first, but then you will not hear the ground crew setting things up, so you will not hear the conversation there. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to come here, and I'm going to try as much as possible to zoom in at everything I'm doing so you guys can follow along. First thing is battery on. I do like the sounds a lot on this aircraft, and we're going to bring the standby power to normal. Right, so now the aircraft is on battery power. So let's go ahead and connect the GPU. We're going to come here to ground, and we're going to say...
Cockpit to ground, put the chocks on.
All right, and connect the GPU.
Cockpit to ground, connect ground power.
All right. So we are going to connect the ground power and put the chocks.
Chocks are on.
All right, perfect.
Ground power connected.
Skyflyer Aviation, Happy New Year to you, my friend. How many FPS do you have? It depends on what you're flying. So yeah, it really does depend on what you're flying. All right, so let's come to the auxiliary power panel here. And this panel has both the external power and the APU. We are going to turn on the external power on both sides. There we go. And the next thing we're going to do, the galley control can go to override. The galley laboratory fans, we'll put those on auto. Galley power, we're going to turn the buses to the on position. The galley chiller, we don't need at this point, so we'll leave that alone. We'll come here and turn on the trim air before we forget it. Humidifier can go on as well. The packs, everything here on normal, so we'll leave that normal. Packs, of course, are not on yet. And packs control can remain on auto. We're going to move here to the engine, and we're going to perform the tests for the left and right bottles. Squib OK. For the right and left, perfect. And then we're going to perform the fire test, A and B. And, oh, all right, everything checks OK. Bell reset, that's done. We're going to come here and test the equipment cooling. Equipment cooling tests OK. And the blow selector test as well. No airflow is checked. And we're going to check the after cargo heat. And it checks OK. And we're going to set it to normal. And then we're going to come down here and do the test for the other two engines. So that's the test. All right, all done. And everything is done here. Perfect. Let's go ahead and test the wing LE overheat. System 1 and System 2. Perfect. So the tests are now complete. And read and reset. The ground SIF relay is on. We're going to come to the... everything here looks okay. To me, the data entry, recording, data recorder, ground open, everything's good here. Let's test the anti-skid. Primary test and alternate, both check OK. And press to read, potable water. We've got sufficient potable water in the aircraft. Excellent. The hydraulics we can leave off for the time being. And everything else looks good to me here. All right. So one thing we're going to do here before we head over to the overhead panel is we are going to bring up our plan, and we're going to take a note of the altitude, which is I think 36, by the way, is a lot. So I'm going to do 33,000 feet. So for the cabin, altitude is 33, and we're going to set it 1,000 above the altitude, so 34,000 feet. And the next thing we're going to do is set the baro. So we are going to go to the next page, and next page. There we go. Where's the weather? Here's our weather. I think one more. There we go. Yeah, even more. No, all right. Let's see. What did I do? All right, so here's the flight plan. And let me just zoom out a little bit so I can see where is the weather information. All right, here we go. That's the weather information. And we're going to take a look here at the weather at Epley Airfield. 0405 knot, 10 miles of visibility broken, 3,900, overcast, 2,500. The current temperature is 3. Wow, that's very cold. So actually, we don't need. We're going to leave the APU for a while, and then we'll turn it on a little later. The altimeter is 3,000. So we're going to set this to 3,000. So the baro is now set, and everything is cool. All right. Next, we're going to head over to the overhead panel. So here, we're going to come here, and let's see here. By the way, today we are going to be flying the FMS, and Finger Style, welcome to the QA Pilot channel, my friend. Glad to have you here with us. Leaf, Happy New Year to you, my friend. Thank you very much for being here this evening. Thank you, sir. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to begin from left to bottom and then left to right. So we're going to go down this way and that way. And we're going to take a look here. Flight control, hydraulic power, everything here is okay. So we don't need to fiddle around with this. The yaw dampers are okay. Auto brake is in the off position. The ground proximity flap system inhibit is in the normal position. Anti-skid is turned on. Body steering is armed. And we're going to leave it there. And then we're going to come and align the IRSs. Now, for the IRSs to align, we need to set this to align. And then we wait until it's ready before we set it to nav mode. So we'll leave that here. And we're going to come down here. Everything here looks good. And then we're going to come back up here and we're going to test the flight recorder. And the cockpit voice recorder seems okay. The wheel well flyer detection test is complete. Everything here is good. This is the start valve. We don't need it now. Emergency lights are armed. And we are going to actually, before we'll worry about this in a minute, but let's go ahead
Ladies
and
and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. On behalf of the entire crew, welcome aboard the Boeing 747 Classic. We will depart shortly after we have our clearance and the cabin crew is finished with their preparations. For now, I wish you a pleasant flight, and I will be back during the flight with further flight information.
All right, perfect. So we're going to go ahead and we haven't fueled the aircraft yet, but we'll do that in a minute. So let's go ahead and turn on the non-smoking and fasten seatbelt signs. And this is the ground crew call. And we're going to lock the cockpit door. We're going to come back here. The horn is okay. Alternative flaps, leading edge, all is good here. All is good here. We're going to turn on our radios and perform the stall warning test. And then the Mach warning test, the over-rotation test. We don't need the anti-ice for the time being. The ground test checks okay. Perfect. We'll leave it in the off position. The probe heat can be tested as well, both the left and right, and they check okay. Excellent. And we're going to turn on the window heat. All right, perfect. So we're pretty much, we're going to turn on the nav lights, and we are now pretty much done with the overhead panel. So now what we're going to do, we're going to come to our little EFB here. And the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go to payload, and we are going to bring up our flight plan. And we're going to go back. Let me see here. All right, so that's better. And that's good here. And there we go. All right. So number of passengers, 323. So we're going to board 323 passengers aboard this flight to Denver, Colorado. And yeah, let's see. 323. Takes a little bit of time to set this aircraft up. 323 is now set. The cargo to load is 21.7. So that's 21, 22, 21. That's fine. And then the fuel is 60.9. So let's say instant board and load, just in the interest of time, so you guys don't have to wait too much. And then we're going to come to the refuel. Now, there's a lot of fuel in the aircraft, so we are going to drain some of the fuel. Should be a quick flight. Yeah, it's about an hour or so. The default airport settings are very good. Yes, indeed, Alex. They are very, very good. North Gaming, welcome aboard, my friend. And we have also with us Jafar. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Epley Airfield, not bad for the default X-Plane 12. Yeah, it does actually look very good, I must say. All right. So we are going to have to drain about 122. So we're going to go in the reverse direction. It says drain 122. 120 is fine. 120. All right. And we're going to say click the tanker to add and drain. All right. So now the tanker is doing his thing. And we can continue with the rest of the aircraft preparation. All right, so before we call for the checklist, we're going to come down here and we're going to do an instrument warning test. As you can see, we get the lights here to illuminate. And then we're going to do the, let's see here. There are a few tests that we need to perform down here. This is the max and reset altitude alert test is one. The ground proximity warning test.
Glide slope.
The rudder tests. You can see it here, by the way. And everything here checks okay. So we performed all of these tests and everything here looks good. On the glare shield, we're going to set the altitude to, I believe we said 33,000 feet. So let's go ahead and do that. 33,000 feet will be set here. 33,000 is now set. Excellent. And we're going to set the VOR to INS. The speed, we'll worry about it in a minute. We'll leave the flight director for now. And we can leave all of this. We'll worry about it a little later. But we have the altitude set. In the meantime, we can also come here and set the altimeter. Which is, we set it here, 3,000. Yeah, I recall that it was 3,000. So let's come here and set this to 3,000. 3,000 is set and cross-checked. And let's cancel the master caution. All right, perfect. So everything here is good. I hope I haven't forgotten anything. One more thing you need to do is we need to set the rating for the engine rating to EPR, and we're going to select go around for takeoff, and we're going to test this as well, and all is good. We're going to also test the transponder right here, right, and now everything should be good.
TCAS system test okay.
All right, so the TCAS is okay, and we are now ready to call for, looks like he's still draining. So let's go back here. And we're going to go to the checklists. All right, and we're going to begin now with the before start checklist. Start.
Before start checklist, please.
Gear lever and lights.
Down and check.
Brakes.
Parked.
Start levers.
Off.
Radios.
On and check.
Flight control hydraulic power.
On.
INS.
Damn.
All right, so for the INS, I think it wants this on INS and that one on INS. And yeah, there we go. I think if I turn this off, let me see if this works. Oh no, that's the flight director. Let me see here. Needs to be on radio. That's for sure. All right. I'm just going to say check.
Compasses.
Slaved.
Window heat.
On.
Seatbelts and no smoking.
On.
Emergency lights.
Armed.
Exterior lights.
It wants us to turn on the... Those sounds are really funny, by the way. Mayday going down. Happy New Year to you, my friend. Thank you very much for your kind wishes. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so it wants us to turn on the beacon.
Check.
So that's fine.
Flight instruments.
Check.
Altimeters and clocks.
1016. Set and cross check.
Radio INS switches.
Radio.
Radar and transponder.
Damn.
Yeah, it's gonna... it just really...
Stand by.
All right, here we go.
Indicator lights.
Check.
Engine and wing anti-ice.
Off.
Stall warning.
Check.
Mach airspeed warning.
Check.
Auto brakes.
Check and off.
Body gear steering.
We'll just wait for the checklist to complete, guys.
Anti-skid.
On.
Autopilot and flight director.
Check and off.
Takeoff warning.
Takeoff warning. So just to do this check, you just need to push the throttle.
Check.
Auto flight enunciators.
Check.
GPWS.
Check.
Instrument warning.
Check.
Flight director computer selectors.
Check.
Instrument source selectors.
New Year gift for all the work you do, Q8.
Normal.
Thank you
Reserve
for
brake
always
valve.
being real and honest.
Closed.
Well, Alex, thank you so
Yeah.
very much for your
Starting
super chat.
Normal.
Oxygen
That
mask regulator.
is very kind of you, sir.
Check
Thank
and
you very
emergency
much.
off.
I really appreciate it.
Brake pressure.
That's very kind of
on.
you.
Stabilizer trim.
Check and on.
Rudder and aileron trim.
Check.
Checklist completed.
You need the INS switches to nav, and you have them out in the line. That was the warning. I see. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Thank you. Alex, again, thank you very much for your very generous super chat. You are very kind, my friend. Thank you. All right, so the checklist is complete, and the next checklist is the before start checklist. Now, there are a few things we need to do, one of which is we need to start the APU. So we're going to come back here to the engineer panel, and to start the APU, first we're going to perform the fire test. Fire test is good. Script test is good, and we are good to start. Now, first click is going to open the APU door, and then we just press and hold in the start position, and that will start the APU, as you can see. And if we go to the outside, now you can see it here. Just look at the 747. What a just fabulous looking aircraft. Look at that. What a lovely looking aircraft. I love it. All right. So we are through with the, let me see here. Let me go to the APU. All right, here's the engineer station. So we are done with the APU. It looks like it's 100%, so we can turn on the bleed air. And now we can turn on the auxiliary power. So close, 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 and let's see here, close. There we go. All right, so now we don't need the external power anymore. And we can come down here and we're going to go to the, let's see, ground. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure the parking brake is set, which it is. And we are going to remove the chocks.
Cockpit to ground. Remove the chocks. Cockpit to ground. Disconnect ground power.
All right. And we're going to disconnect the ground power. Perfect.
Chocks removed. Ground power disconnected.
All right, the ground power is now disconnected, and now we have APU power powering the electrical systems of the aircraft, and we have Japel Good. Just became a subscriber of the channel. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here as part of the growing family on the channel. Welcome, my friend. Thank you very much for being here. The Captain older style analog dials look very, very nice. Absolutely. Much prefer that, Kevin, than the newer models. I do too. That's something I really like a lot. All right, so we're done with this. Galley power is okay. We are going to turn on the bleed air. And there we go. We're going to leave the packs off for the time being. We're going to turn on the recirc fans. And now you can hear the nice sounds coming. We don't turn the hydraulics yet. The fuel, we don't turn the fuel heat. We don't turn on. We put it on auto later, but we can turn on the fuel pumps. And we'll take notice that the center fuel tank is empty, so we'll leave those off. And we're going to turn on the rest of the boost fuel pumps here for the rest of the fuel pumps there. All right, so everything is good here, and before we actually go, let me just make sure everything is off here, which it is, and all is looking good here. Yeah, all is looking good, everything is good, and we can now start with the before start checklist. And by the way, if we come up here, you will see now ready. So you see the green light means we can set this to nav, and nav. All right. Now, about time we do the flight plan. So let's go to the index. Very easy to do it because this is the default, the default FMS or FMC. So let me make this a little bigger so you guys can follow along. All right. So we are at, we're going to bring up our friendly Abby tab. And we're going to go to the first page here. No, I think it's the second page. All right, perfect. So we are at KOMA, Kilo, or Ipley Field. KOMA is Kilo Oscar Mike Alpha. That's our origin airport, and the destination is Denver, Colorado. So Kilo Delta Echo November, and that's the destination, about 409 nautical miles. Sander, hello, my friend. Good evening to you. The Nightbot is still advertising the A330 in this stream. Oh, I must have forgotten the the timer there. No worries, I'll take care of that. I probably need to give Carl and Rand access to Nightbot. All right, so let's go to the departure. And we are going to be departing. There is no SID out of Ipley, so we are going to be departing runway 14 right, and we're going to execute that, and then we're going to go to the flight plan, and we're going to go next. Then we're going to fly direct to Papa Whiskey Echo, and from there we're going to fly direct to Golf Lima Delta, and then it is our arrival into Denver through the Dan 1 arrival, and ILS runway 34 right. Perfect. All right, so let's go back to, let's execute that. Let's go to the arrivals and the Dan 1, through the Gulf Lima Delta transition and performing an ILS runway 34 right, ILS 34 right. And do we have a transition? All right, so to do this, let me very quickly take a look at Volanta. Let's take a look at Navigraph. And I think this is our runway here. And if we look here, we have the Be Free transition. Looks like the first one. So we're going to select, is it there? It is there indeed. So we're going to select Be Free as our transition. And then we're going to execute. We're going to go back to the next page, make sure it looks like a discontinuity here. So we'll clear that. And now we should have a nice flight plan. Chord and 34 right. Perfect. All right. Next up, we're going to go to the VNAV. The transition altitude in the United States is... Hello, Banana. Welcome, my friend. Ming, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you guys with us. And I hope you enjoy the stream. Yeah. All right, so 18,000 feet is the transition altitude in the US of A. We're going to go to the next page, and our cruise altitude today is going to be 330, so 33000, and it will automatically put flight level 330. And there is nothing else on the next page. Everything is good here. All right, so the flight plan is now complete. We're going to bring this guy here, and we're going to set this on climb. And we are now pretty much ready to go. So let's go ahead and call for the before start checklist now that we have our flight plan, altimeters, everything is set. Excellent. So let's remove that, and let's call for the before start checklist. All right, we're going to go back here. And by the way, just before we do that, let's go to performance calculator. Now, we have loaded everything into the sim, so we're going to click here to sync everything. We have a takeoff weight of 544,309 pounds, and now we have all our numbers that we need. So we have the stab trim, 3.8 units. The initial pitch is 18 degrees, and the optimal climb is at 299 knots, okay? We're going to click here, and this will set our bugs here for departure. And in order to set the, so the stab is 3.2 units, but we cannot set it now until we have the hydraulics. But what we can do is set our pitch. And to do this, we need our flight directors. So we're going to turn on the flight director on both sides. And what you need to do is, you see this flight director pitch here. And now we're going to notice the horizon here, and we need it at 19. This is 18, so this is 20, between 10, so this is probably 18 here. And what you need to do is we need to click this here until we set the pitch to 18. And that's, I think that's about right. Let's see. There we go. So that's set now. And so the pitch is set, and we're going to do flaps 10 today for departure. Everything else is set correctly. Barrel pressure is not right here. So I think we can, yeah, it's not, read data from sim. All right, there we go. That's better. 29906. So we better, well, we'll leave it. That's okay. That's fine. Has it changed anything here? No, nothing has changed here. Everything's good. All right, perfect. All righty. So all is looking good. And let me see here what just went on. Chris just came in with a £3 super chat. Chris, thank you very much. Very kind of you, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Really, really, truly appreciate it. Thank you. All right. So we are ready now, and we're going to come here, and now we're going to bring up the checklist, and we're going to go to the before start checklist Yeah, I think everything's set. Bleed controls, air conditioning, equipment cooling, passenger oxygen, hydraulic jettison, fuel. Yeah, I think, all right, let's go ahead and start.
Battery. On. APU panel. Check. Auxiliary power. Check. Engine oil quantity. Check. Fuel quantity. 65515 pounds. Fuel panel. Check and set. Pressurization controls. Check and set. Bleed controls. Check and set. Hydraulic quantity. Check. EPR computer. Go around. Circuit breakers.
We have BScan22 from Twitch saying, I enjoyed your landing attempts yesterday. Thank you very much. I appreciate your kind words. Thank you.
Fire control and wing overheat panels. Check and set. Equipment cooling. Check. Passenger oxygen. Check. Hydraulic panel. Check and set. Fuel jettison panel. Check. Crew oxygen. On. Oxygen mask and regulator. Check and emergency off. ADPs off. Checklist completed.
All right, perfect. We are done with the before start checklist, and the next one is the after start. So we are now ready to call the pushback truck and push out of our position. Just very quickly, we are going to push back. So the runway 14 right is somewhere over there. So we're going to push back this way, and then we're going to take this taxiway here and go all the way to the back. God, look at this aircraft. Look at how beautiful it is. Just really phenomenal aircraft. Where's the beacon light, though? I thought we turned it on. Didn't we? I thought we did. Let's take a look here. Yeah, the beacon is definitely on. Looks like that's a bug that needs fixing. And things are getting pretty dark in here, so let's bring up some lights.
Cabin crew, arm slides.
All right. And let's go ahead and call the pushback truck. Start
Ground
pushback.
cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
You know what? We'll just, it's a very big aircraft, so I'm not going to do it the other side. Let's do it this way. And, you know, we can always just come and turn the next taxiway. All right, here we go.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
And Mark says, watching from Kuwait. Oh, welcome aboard, my friend. Thank you very much for being here. I like the 737-800NG, not a brand new, not classic, something in between. Yeah, that would be something enjoyable. The Boeing 747 looks much better than the A380 in my, you know, Boeing Corp, that makes two of us. I love it. I just absolutely love the way the Boeing looks. It's so, you know, iconic. I'm very sorry to ask, but
Okay.
I
All doors
tried
and
to
hatches are
join
closed. Ready to
Discord, but
connect.
when I put my email, it's saying already in use, so what can I don't know. Maybe do forget password, something like that. Right, what did it say? All right, so we, the pushback truck is now connecting. Look at the might of this aircraft. Wow. Rest in peace, Joe Sutter. Beautiful aircraft. By the way, originally the Boeing 747 was supposed to be a double-decker, but after Joe Sutter actually did the first initial design, he figured that with a double-decker, the engines will not be able to take the aircraft, will not be able to support the aircraft. So for those reasons, he decided to make it half, and Pan Am wasn't very happy at first, but then when he solved the problem, they were pretty happy about it.
Pushback, and you may start engines.
All right, we are pushing back and ready to start our engines. And to do so, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to come here and we're going to open the start valve.
Ready to start the engines.
Ready for engine start.
All right, we're ready for engine start. We're going to start with the following sequence: 4, 3, 2, 1. So we'll start with engine number 4.
Starting engine 4.
Starter valve open.
All right, and you watch here the RPM rising at 20% N2. We will introduce fuel, but we'll wait for the engineer to let us know.
20% and 2.
All right, here we go.
Fuel on. Light up.
I love the Delta livery too. It's just, this aircraft is just, wow. It's just beautiful. Right, looks like the engine is stabilized, but it looks like he said that while we were outside. So we're going to go ahead and start the engine number 3 now.
Starting engine 3.
Starter valve open.
All right, and of course we're going to follow the same procedure. We're going to wait for N2 to reach 20% before we introduce fuel.
And 2.
All right, 20% and 2, and
Fuel on.
fuel on.
Parking
Parking
brake
brake is set.
Light up.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Starter off.
All right, so now we can start the engine number 2.
Engine stabilized.
All right, engine stabilized. So we're going to start engine number 2.
Starting engine 2.
Starter valve open.
Perfect. How are you doing, Salzar? How's everything, my friend? All right, let's go ahead and disconnect. Almost at 20%.
20% and 2.
Excellent. So let's start the engine number 2.
Fuel on. Fuel on.
All right.
Light up.
Perfect.
Starter off.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a
Engine
great
stabilized.
flight.
All right, so the engine stabilized, and now we have engine number 1.
Starting engine 1.
Starter valve open.
We'll take a look at the wing views a little later. Have we reached 20%? Not yet. There we go, 20.
20% and 2.
All right.
Fuel on. Light up.
Excellent.
Starter off.
Oculus, hello,
Engine
my friend.
stabilized.
Welcome aboard. Just in time for the departure. May I suggest to everyone to watch Jet Jockeys Inside British Airways video on YouTube, a great video of flying the 747-200. All right, looks like we have a good start on the engines. Yep, all engines are now stable. Excellent. So what we're going to do is we're going to close the start valve. All right, start valve is closed, and the engine ignition will go to the flight start. All right, and we're going to come back here now to the engineer station, and we're going to close the gens. All right, and now we can close the, or disconnect the APU. So first we're going to turn off the APU bleed air and turn off the APU. Perfect. And the split system breaker is done. We can turn these on, that's okay. And we leave everything here. Everything is fine. And we can turn on the packs. I think we turn the packs, but then we have to turn them off for the departure. So let me go ahead and turn those on. And now the air conditioning system is on. We're going to also turn on our hydraulic system. And I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think that's all we need for.
All doors are closed and armed.
All right, thank you very much. Everything here is done. We're going to turn on the runway turn-off lights. And let's see. By the way,
Your seat and fasten your seatbelt.
we've got the passenger announcements too. How cool is that?
The back of your seat is in the upright position. We request your full attention as our cabin crew will
Look at
demonstrate
those
the safety
engines.
features of this aircraft. When
All right, perfect. All right, so we are good to go now, folks. And how did you get a better pushback to work with the latest version of X-Plane 12? Mine just crashes the sim. I think you need to download the most recent one. So the most recent one was compatible with the Beta 8, I believe. That's the one I have. All right, so everything is good here. Flight start, all is good, all is good. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, let's come here and the flight recorder, start switches. All right, brake pressure, idle D10, electrical panel, pack valves are open, the door warning lights are out, the hydraulic panel is check and set, flight recorded. Let's go ahead and start.
After start checklist.
Flight recorder.
On.
Start switches.
Hold on.
They want it in the off position. All right, for takeoff, I think it goes to... all right, so I kind of jumped the gun there. It's all right.
Off.
Beacon lights.
On.
Brake pressure.
Check.
Start levers.
Idle detent.
Engine and the ice.
Off.
Electrical panel.
Hello,
Check.
Stefan. Welcome aboard,
Back
my
valve.
friend.
Open. Dual warning lights. Out. Hydraulic panel. Check. Flight recorder.
Well, thank you very much, Stefan, for the heads up on the
Start
weather.
checklist completed.
Appreciate it. Akab is asking, also, what scenery do you use enhancements to make the game look better? For X-Plane 12, I'm using nothing. All right, so the after start checklist is complete. We are good to go. Let's go to the next one. And the flaps, let's set flaps 10 for departure.
Flaps 5. Flaps 10.
All right, and we're going to set the trim to 3.8 unit, was it? As long as you are in the green, you are good. So you know what? I'm just going to set it right here. That's fine. 4.5 units. Yeah, that's fine. All right. All right. So flaps are set. Stabilizer trim is set. Probe heat is on. Flight controls. All right. Let's check the flight controls real quick. Full up, full down, full left, full right, and check. APU is off, fuel heat is off, totalizer and gross weight is set, engineer and pilot panels are checked, after cargo heat is norm, seatbelt and shoulder harness are checked. All right.
Taxi checklist, please.
Flaps. Flaps 10.
Flaps 10.
Takeoff data. EPR and airspeed bugs.
Damn.
All right, why is it... All right, let's go to performance. We've set the bugs, didn't we? Yeah. Bugs are sets, and EPR is... Ah! The EPR should be
Set and cross check.
TOD. All right.
Stabilizer trim.
Set in green band.
Probe heat.
On.
Flight controls.
Check.
Yaw dampers.
Check.
Seatbelt and shoulder harness. check. APU. Off. Fuel heat. Off. Totalizer and gross weight. Set. Flight engineer and pilot panels. Check. Aft cargo heat. Normal. Seatbelt and shoulder harness. Check. Taxi checklist completed.
Wow. Check the rudder. Yeah. The rudder is good. We are good to go. Finally, it took us just about an hour just to set up the aircraft, guys. That's yeah. So that's a lot. That's a lot of time to just set the aircraft. But yeah, we are good to go. And let's go and release the parking brake.
Parking brake released.
Parking brake released. And let's go. Takes a little bit of power to get the aircraft moving. Finally, we are moving. And once you actually start moving, you can... she's definitely not an Airbus. That's without a doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, look at that. Look at those beautiful engines. Wow. Absolutely epic. I love it. I love the 742 by Felis. Just really a brilliant aircraft. What are your... where are you from? Out of interest. I am from Kuwait. Hello there, Mike. Welcome aboard, my friend. Glad to have you here. All right, let's head over to the runway. Now, for our departure, the heading is probably 140. So let's set that to 140. 140 is set. Everything's good here. Let's slow down a little bit. Look at that, guys. Look at this wing. Just gorgeous. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Right, that's our runway, 14 right. It's a cloudy day here at Epley. Glad to have flown it on the 1980s. Yeah, I've flown actually on this aircraft. The Kuwait Airways used to have the 747-200 back in the day. And actually, one of those aircraft actually got hijacked in the 80s, I believe. All right, so we're gonna make a short stop here and do the before takeoff checklist. All right, let me just set the brakes here real quick. All right, parking brake is set, and let's go to the engineer station now. For takeoff, we need the no, that's not what I wanted to do. We wanted the... all right, so here. All right, So what we need to do now is we need to turn off the packs. So packs are off for departure, and I think everything else is good in terms of the aircraft systems. We're going to make sure our landing lights are on, and the strobe light is on, and we're going to tell the
Cabin crew, take your seats.
all right, so cabin crew seats, and we're going to do the before takeoff checklist. So icing considerations are checked. Cabin alert transponder, we need to set it. So we need to set both the transponder and the weather to norm. So this one is set, and this one is set to TARA. And what else is here? Ignition to flight start. All right, that's what we did earlier. So we need to do it now. All right, flight start is set, and body gear to disarm. Right, so that's disarmed. Excellent. Fuel boost pumps are on. Crossfeed is checked, and the pack valves are closed. We are good to go. Let's start.
Before takeoff checklist.
Icing considerations.
Check.
Cabin alert.
Check.
Transponder.
Check.
Ignition.
Flight start.
Body gear steering.
Disarm.
Pack valves. Closed. Pressurization mode selector. Auto. Fuel boost pumps. On. Cross-feed valves. Check. Before takeoff checklist completed.
All right, before takeoff checklist is complete, ladies and gentlemen, I do agree, by the way, with you on the INS there. I've actually used the INS. I like using the INS a lot. The SIVA INS, the one that that you buy as a separate add-on, and I've used it a lot for the Fly JSON. So parking brake is released, guys, and we are ready to go. So we're just going to give it power again. It takes quite a bit of power to get this aircraft moving, as you can see here. There we go. Look how big this aircraft is. Jeez. It's huge. All right, one thing we're going to need today is we're going to need our graphs or our map. So let's... where is it? Right here. All right, there we go. All right, let me give it some power here. It's struggling. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are cleared for takeoff. There we go.
Set.
80 knots.
Check.
V1.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Gears going up.
Gear up. Gears up. Flaps 5.
All right, here we can take a look at where we're going. All right, and we're gonna go autopilot A. And we're going to go to vertical speed. IAS. Let's go to climb. There we go. Excellent. We're a bit, speed is a bit too much, but we can set this now here. A little bit of turbulence here as we depart.
Tango 22-5 Zulu arriving runway 3635, departing runway 3635, weather 6050
Flaps
degrees
1.
at 9 knots, visibility more than 10 miles, rain, sky conditions overcast at 1500, fuel at
All right, flaps up. Let's call for the after takeoff checklist. First, oh, she's gonna just annoy me now. All right, so we're gonna come here and we are going to turn on the packs. And we're gonna go to the fuel and set this to fuel heat to auto. All right, and the landing gear and
Gear up.
all right, and the position there. All right, and now everything is looking good. All right, we're approaching 10,000 almost. All right, let's go
10,000.
next. Start.
After takeoff checklist.
Gear lever. Off. Landing and logo lights. Off. Ignition. Check. Seatbelts and no smoking sign. Check. Back valves. Open. Fuel heat. Auto. After takeoff checklist completed.
All right, so the after takeoff checklist is complete, folks, and we are looking good. The old and you couldn't see your route. All right, so we're climbing now to, so there we are. We are at Papa Whiskey. We're heading to Papa Whiskey Echo. And you can see that this is about 258 nautical miles. And that's KP. 33,000 is the maximum. So we're going to now go to Alt Select. All right. Perfect. We're looking good. And here's a look at the outside. Look at that, guys. Now that looks really good. Okay, this type of aircraft, the ones that have no PV, how do you know where you're going? Yeah, it does. DB Vetter from Twitch. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Felis is in the house. Hello, Felis. How are you doing, my friend? It is looking great, Felis, I must say. And, you know, thank you for making this aircraft for the community. This is, listen to the sounds. Wow. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous aircraft. Now we have to do a flyby. Oh yeah. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen, the queen of the skies. How are you doing, Felis? I hope you are doing well. I hope you had a good New Year and that you had a Merry Christmas if you celebrate the occasion, and that your family is well and that you are in good health. How long is the flight? Well, look, the flight is approximately 1.5 hours, but what we are going to do, because I realize, that's going to be a little too long, so we're going to cheat a little bit, and we'll speed up the time once we are in cruise. McKinley, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you for your kind words. Very kind of you. All right, so we continue our climb now to 33,000 feet. Everything is looking good. And we are above 10,000, so we actually can increase the speed to about 266. Yeah, that works. I'm working on the new flight dynamics for the 747. Has changed a lot in X-Plane 12. I use actual airfoils and XFLR5 animuses, and they came out quite close. Minor adjustments required. Thanks very much, Felis. I've heard, by the way, the same thing from the guys working on the X-Craft E-Jets. So it looks like, yeah, some changes are required for the flight model. Right, we're looking good and climbing. Look, guys, notice the lighting on the panel here. That's just absolutely lovely. I love this aircraft. I love the classics. I love anything with dials. That's, those gauges are just absolutely lovely. So the next checklist would be the descent and approach checklist. So we don't have to worry about that now. So we have quite a bit of time to climb to our cruise altitude and set things up. And let's go ahead and release the passengers and cabin crew. Right, PA News.
However, we recommend keep your seatbelt fastened in your seat. In a few moments, the cabin crew will be passing through the cabin with hot or cold drinks, as well as a light meal. Alcoholic drinks are also available at a nominal charge. Sit back and relax and enjoy the flight.
Absolutely, some hot and cold drinks and a light meal service. The service you can expect from Delta Airlines. All right. Hello there, Stefan. How are you doing, my friend? It's funny in real life. I love my screens, but in the sim, I can't get enough of those old steam gauges. They're absolutely gorgeous. They're absolutely gorgeous. This aircraft is just really... By the way, guys, the link, if you are interested in getting the aircraft, you can find the link to it by typing chat command !aircraft, and it should take you right straight to the org store where you can purchase the aircraft. Now, I know you guys are going to ask me, is it worth the price? And I'm going to tell you, absolutely. It's absolutely worth every penny. And if you like study level aircraft, you will enjoy this aircraft a lot. It does require a bit of learning, but it is just an absolute joy to fly and to learn. And if you don't, it's also, there are a few things that will make things easy for you, such as, you can fly it with the, default FMS. And by the way, what you'd really appreciate is in this aircraft is if you like to fly using old style navigation, using VOR to VOR or ADF, this is really study level stuff in terms of VOR navigation, ADF. The radio system is just really fantastic on this aircraft. A lot of learning, yeah, that is true. A lot of learning. I would agree. What's the best plane to get for X-Plane 12? Well, you've got the Felis 747-200 Classic, one of the best. I've got the Tolus A319, A321, and the A340, although I would recommend that you stick with either the A319 and A321. Then you've got the Cessna, the Airfoil Lab Cessna 172, and there's quite a bit actually of aircraft. They're starting to make them. Yeah, SIVA is inertial navigation. That is correct. Do you prefer the A319 or the A320? Pretty much the same aircraft. So I like both. but for long haul flight, obviously you're going to need the A321. Right, 30, we are a few thousands away from our cruise altitude, which is 33,000 feet. All's looking good. And yeah, by the way, this needs to go to INS, not radio. Yeah, this one goes to INS too. I hope we are on the flight plan, which we are. Right, perfect. That's our turn. And now, all right. So now you'll see that this has turned off. All right. So 1,000 to level off. So what we're going to do, we're going to come down here and we're going to set this to Mach and select cruise. All right. And so now we're holding the current Mach and we are cruising at 33,000 feet. There we go. And everything is in tip-top shape. Echo Congo, hello my friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. David Quinn, thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. Welcome aboard, my friend. Would you do a video on the JAR design A334X Plane 12? And planes, that aircraft, in my view, is not. And check out the latest movies. Yeah. I think I like restream. Hey, the stream is lagging. Yeah, I noticed something has happened, but it should be okay now. Let me see. Yeah, I think it should be okay now. Was lagging there for a second, but it should be just fine now. When did he say about the 330, the stream lagged for me? So that's the word we shouldn't say, right? Yeah, things should be fine now. I'm going to show the computer I'm looking to buy. Is no one suggesting the CL650? Again, it's look, I'm not going to say that every aircraft is a must-have, right? Here's the thing, guys, when it comes to you know, those aircraft, and it's very important to understand that there are a lot of very high fidelity aircraft obviously for X-Plane and for other sims. And I cannot tell you that everything is a must-have, because I realize that the price of these aircraft is not, you know, they're not cheap, okay? So, for example, the 650 Challenger cost $114. So that's not, you know, a cheap price to pay for an add-on. Now, is it worth it? Absolutely, it's worth the price. And the same goes for this beautiful classic 742. I think if Joe Sutter was alive, he'll be very proud to see his aircraft in a flight simulator to this level of detail and fidelity. But again, not every aircraft I'm going to say is a must-have. But what I will do say is that it depends on what you want. It depends on what you're looking for. For example, if you're looking for a business jet, then and you really truly want a business jet, and you want to fly a business jet like a pro, and you want to understand how those are operated in real life, then definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, the CL650 Challenger by Hot Start is a must-have. You absolutely must have it, okay? Because it is the aircraft that's going to satisfy what you're looking for. The same goes for the 742 Classic by Felis. If you want to study this aircraft, you want to learn what the real-world pilots had to go through, this aircraft is definitely for you. And is it study level? Absolutely, it is a study level, yes. And so it depends. Now, there are some aircraft that, for me, when I tell you it's a must-have, is when it ticks all the checklist items, and then it becomes a real bargain. For example, some of the aircraft from Airbus, they are so cheaply priced, but they offer you so much in terms of value, and those are definitely must-have, right? Set 0.85 Mach. Where are we at now? 0.85. All right, so let's go to there. It's about right there. All right. But generally speaking, if you tell me which are the high fidelity aircraft, I would tell you that one of which is this Felis 742 Classic, which is, in my view, one of the very best Boeing 747 simulations for flight sim, period. It's the best. It's number one. Really, it's really an excellent rendition by Felis of the 74. And the fact that it's, by the way, this aircraft comes with a fully modeled passenger cabin. I'm not sure if the door is locked, but we can go through it. So where is my? Oh, there we go. All right. So here, let's go. All right. There we go. There. All right. So there is the upper deck, and you can see the nice seats. Again, a decent passenger cabin here on the upper deck. And if we go to the lower deck, again, we have the seats here. Again, I don't really care much about the passenger cabin. It's got one, and the reason why you see this in lower resolution is because the aircraft is they wanted to optimize performance, and so that's the compromise. But here is guys, look at this view. Look at that. Look at this. This is. Wow, this is gorgeous. I love this aircraft. I just have to say that I love it. And this is actually partly part of the reason why, part of the reason why I like X-Plane so much is all these, you need to set the EPR mode to speed and speed up and then press Mach to set the current speed. It's not like the, okay. All right, so we're going to go to speed. So this is speed. All right, so that's speed. And now it should go to... Well, it looks like the speed is going up now. So what is Mach 0.85, Felis? What should I set this speed at? I'm not sure. What are your graphic settings? My graphic settings, I've done a full video on that, so you'll be able to see them there. There's a complete settings video that I've done for X-Plane. You should be able to find it there. I think I need to increase my speed for the upload speed. I think I'm at 4,500 or 4,000 something. No, 40. What is it? 4,500. Yeah. Diego, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you. Q8, how do you know you are in the right heading if you don't have a navigation display? All right. So one, you can always tell by what you see here and what you see here on the display, because we have our current heading, right? And here you'll see that because we're flying in INS, you see this little dot here, the little triangle. The triangle is, this is you're flying to the next waypoint, You can see your ground speed. You can see the total miles. So now I know that this is the heading to the next waypoint, and I'm flying to it. If this was in the opposite direction, or if I couldn't see it, I know that it's probably messed up. And if I go back here now to the flan, you can see that I'm flying exactly on the path and flying a heading of 258 degrees, which is what exactly is showing right. Let me move this away a little bit. Come on. All right. So this is exactly what it's showing here. 258 degrees is showing here. So I'm flying to the next waypoint, which is the Prague, and we're heading there on a heading of 285 degrees, which is shown here. It looks like there's a little bit of turbulence there. There we go. All right. So that's how you figure out the... You're most welcome, sir. Wobbling like that. I think that is probably an element of the wind that we're experiencing at this time. And so that's the autopilot basically trying to battle the wind. It shouldn't do this, I agree, but almost all the aircraft right now in X-Plane do this for some reason. But that is probably something that will be fixed in an update or something. All right, so 200 nautical miles. All right, we're good. And Lul, I'm bad at math. I need you to teach me. Hey, Rand Cooley. Welcome aboard, my friend. How are you doing this evening? Glad to have you here. Are you on real weather? Yes, we are in real weather. And by the way, speaking of real weather, just look at that, guys. Look at the clouds here. Again, another situation where the clouds look absolutely gorgeous here in this stream today. Look at that. Looks really, really good. At 33,000 feet. And here's a nice wing view, guys. And right now on RC6, they broke something in the flight model, making all aircraft roll right. And this is what AP tries to compensate. Oh, got you, Fields. I think this is what the guys over at X-Scrap were telling me. And they said that needs fixing. So hopefully they'll fix that. Just look at those. By the way, the Delta livery on the 747 looks really good. Overall, if you ask me, X-Plane 12 is definitely worth it. Guys, just look at the clouds here. I think they look pretty good. Yeah, volumetric. Yeah, they look very believable. None of that, you know, shaving foam stuff. So it looks good. Yeah. Is there anyone a weirdo like me and enjoy watching plane crash documentaries? Well, first, I don't think you're a weirdo. I really don't think that you're a weirdo because you like watching those, because I'll tell you what, I like watching those documentaries a lot, because you learn a lot about aircraft, for one. You learn about how our aircraft are engineered, and you also get a lot of appreciation for what goes in the aviation industry, how much maintenance the aircraft undergoes before you are actually sitting in the only thing actually lacks behind the FS 2020 is the photorealistic terrain, especially in the big cities. I'm completely there with you, Felis. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm there with you 100%. So yeah, those documentaries are very educational, and you learn a lot about aviation, about aircraft, and you also, if you don't learn anything, you will get a lot of appreciation for how technology has advanced our lives and how how technology has revamped everything that you see today. And, you know, thanks to Felis and FlyJSim and others who've created classical aircraft, you know, we get to actually experience what pilots, you know, used to go through, especially with an aircraft like this. And by the way, for the complete experience, I highly recommend that you fly this either with the INS or with VOR to VOR and ADF. That would be the ultimate 742 classic experience to really get a feel for how this aircraft is flown. And it's just really a wonderful, wonderful rendition of the aircraft. Very well done by the guys at Felis. Yeah. Here's a look here, and let's do a flyby. You see that? I think that's what Felis was talking about. Is definitely trying to compensate there. Yeah. All right, back in the cockpit, things are looking good. Guys, I'm going to take a very short break, and I will be back in just under 5 minutes. I'm going to leave you with this nice wing view there, and take a short 5-minute break. All right, folks, I am back as promised, less than 5 minutes. Osama Mohammed, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us this evening. I didn't realize you were with us. I hope you manages a fuel panel. What do we need to do with the fuel panel? The fuel panel is okay. Let's take a look here. Fuel pressure is good. Fuel used. Yeah, no, everything is good here. We are okay. All right, so let's take a quick look at our flight plan here. We're going to go to progress, and we can see that the top of descent is in 238 nautical miles. And we can, by the way, speed things up if you guys like. We can cheat a little bit. And we can cheat a little bit and, you know, speed up the ground speed a little bit. Go to two times, so that will reduce it to about 15 minutes or so. If you guys want me to do that, I will more than happily do that. You know, Felis, you should probably get Daniela to do the sound pack, a special sound pack for the aircraft. But the sounds as we stand today are actually very good. I like the sounds on this aircraft. The knobs and switches have distinct sounds. Each one has individually different sounds. Definitely the engine sounds are very nice. I'm not sure if they are authentic, but they do sound very believable. I do like it. There isn't anything about this aircraft that I don't like. Again, by the way, on the some of the textures maybe not very high res, but to me it doesn't really take away anything from the aircraft. Just really fantastic. Just really a fantastic aircraft, and it's got this old and rusty look. So yeah. I'm not sure if this is Laminar's, idea of towering clouds. I keep seeing those as I fly in X-plane. What frames are you getting? Frames, 54 frames right now. 54, 56, something like that. You forgot my question, sir, to begin with. Should I start reading manual of the Cessna and get to learn to fly it? That depends on what you want to do, my friend, Okoro. It really depends on what you want. If you really want to learn the Cessna, if you want to go for your PPL, for example, and you want to really study the handbook, the pilot handbook that is available, but that might take a lot of time to go through that. So my recommendation would be if you want to just start it with you just want to get started with flight simulation, then I recommend that you probably get something like the Airfoil Lab Cessna 172, which has a very, very detailed checklist for you to go through, and it will be just really an excellent start for you to learn the Cessna without having to go through. By the way, the entire pilot operating handbook is available in the Airfoil Lab Cessna, but my recommendation is go there and you can actually start the checklist. So it has an interactive automated checklist, and you can see exactly how things are done. You can study it. If you have interest in a specific area, you can go and read about it, and at least you can mix a little bit of learning and a little bit of fun along the way, so you feel that you're making progress. That's how I personally started with flight simming, and I used to watch a lot of YouTube videos in the beginning. One of the people that inspired me is Matt Davis. He was an inspiration, and until this day, I wish him well. I hope he is well, and I hope he's safe and in good health. So yeah, QA pilot, can you select 304 knots to get to Mach 0.85? 304 knots. All right, we can do that. 304 knots. There we go. All right. Seems like aileron trim would dampen that persistent yoke deflection. Guessing the trim is not independent of the autopilot. I don't think that it is, but we have with us the expert Felis himself, so he can let us know. Right, there we go. Speed is set now correctly. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. I'm guessing X-Plane 12 still has the spiky shadows X-Plane 11 used to have. A little bit, yeah. Even with the... I haven't tried the mod that fixes this problem, so I'm going to test it out sometime this week, and if it works, maybe I'll make a video on it and just share it with everyone again. Because they still have those jagged shadows. They're not as bad as X-Plane 11, but they're still there for sure. That's just the airplane waving for us, yeah. By the way, Felis, all the aircraft, I don't think that he's done many aircraft, but the couple of aircraft that he's done are absolutely exceptional. And both are study level, by the way. So, yeah. All right. Good time to take a look here at our plan. So we can see that we are getting pretty close now, not too far from our destination. So one thing we want to do is we want to go to the approach chart here, and we're going to take notice of the by the way, the initial approach altitude at Denver is 7,000, very high elevation at Denver, so 7,000 feet, and the localizer frequency is 111.1, and the final approach course is 353 degrees. So we're going to set 11.1, so that's 11.1 here, and 11.1 here as well, and the approach course 358, I believe it was 353. All right, so 353, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. 304. All right, so 353. There we go. Looks like things are getting dark. Ooh, that's way too dark. 353. That's another thing, by the way, that Laminar has to fix. That's way too dark. How can I increase the... Let me see here. Panel, overhead, everything is... I think there might be something else here. Yep. Roll stand. And the central forward panel. So we'll turn all of these on. It's a bit better. Yeah, it's a bit just a little bit too dark now, but shouldn't be a problem. But it's way too dark. Let's turn all the lights. Map here. Those are on this side as well. All right, that's good. Any more lights we can turn on? Dome light. All right, I think that's about all the lights that we can turn on. Background light. Let's turn them all. All right, that's a little better. But yeah, and so the exposure is something called eye adaptation in X-Plane 12 that needs fixing without a doubt. You'll need to search for them. I should probably upload all the difference between XP11 and X-Plane 12. Oh, the difference is huge. So if you go to my video or my stream on the official release review of X-Plane 12, I do talk about all the differences between X-Plane 11 and X-Plane 12. But here's a quick summary for you. So the flight model has changed. The graphics, so all the airports have received a different treatment now. They look fantastic, by the way. And let me see if I can reduce. It's got now seasons. It's got 3D vegetation. It's got. Let's see if I can turn this down a little bit so that's not so bright. I think that's better. I think that looks a lot better. Yeah. All right. So yeah, if you can refer to that stream, you'll be able to see all the things that have changed. 168 nautical miles to top of descent, and here's a look at the outside. Doesn't look exactly fantastic now with the time of day changing. The light scattering is not so well, and you can see now with the time changing And as the sun goes down, you can see that this actually doesn't look good. Yeah. But the aircraft looks phenomenal. Look at the PBR here. Just look at the details. Wow. This livery is beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. Right, back in the cockpit, things are looking good. And let's see, top of descent is 160. All right, so guys, here's what we can do. We can increase the time a little bit, the ground speed, if you guys want, and that will help us reach our destination a little faster. But we can also continue, if you guys are enjoying the stream, then we can continue just as is, and we should arrive into our destination shortly. I like those old liveries more than the new ones. Same thing goes for me, Osama. Yeah, I do like them a lot. A350 Flyer says, I'm very disappointed about X-Plane 12. All right, I'll leave it, Rand. Got you there. All right. All is looking good. Man, look at this overhead panel. It looks so old and rusty. Just like the real thing, huh? Very, very nice. Look at that. So I'm planning more X-Plane content in the days to come, of course. I know a lot of you guys, a lot of the channel, the recent channel subscribers are more focused on Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yeah, I will be doing, of course, both, but I just wanted to, there's a stream that I want to do for you guys on the Tolus A319 with the BSS sound pack that I'm going to do very soon here on the channel, and that will conclude the entire fleet of the Tolus aircraft. So I pretty much covered everything. Forcing you to buy a new HDD SDD. Yeah, that's right. So by the way, guys, I'm running all my 4 disks on an M.2 SSD, and it's probably the fastest available today. And the market, the ones I could find, they were the fastest read-write SSD M.2s. The specs, of course, is in the channel description. And you'll notice that in the upcoming streams and videos, I have reduced the amount of text in the description so that it only relates to whatever the content is. A few changes I'm going to do for sure there. I'm also thinking about all the graphics of the stream graphics, which I'm working on, and I'll see what I can do in the next maybe couple of weeks. They should be ready, and then I'm going to bring them here, of course, for you guys to look at and get your consent before we start making them official. And that's, as I've told you, in 2023, everything to do with the channel is going to be decided by you guys, by the community. You will decide what you are what you want to see, and if you don't like something, then and it's going to be very democratic, because I'm a very democratic guy, and I'm going to let you guys vote. And whatever you guys, you tell me, yeah, you know, keep it, then it's a keeper. If you tell me, nah, just scrap it, then it'll be scrapped. And that's what we'll do. M.2 and DME, yeah. Fastest right now are the Samsung Evo 990 Pros. What is your opinion on VATSIM versus Volanta? Two different things. Yeah, Volanta and VATSIM are two different things. VATSIM is an online network that provides you with online ATC, and Volanta is more of a flight planning kind of electronic flight bag tool. It supports VATSIM, so if you want to fly on VATSIM, it will support it. And I think they also have the support for IVAO. I'm not sure about Pilot Edge, but I know VATSIM and IVAO are both supported. Now, if you ask me what the difference is between what do you think of VATSIM versus IVAO or Pilot Edge, that's probably more relevant question. Do you ever fly on VATSIM? No, I don't do VATSIM. I do IVAO, and I've done Pilot Edge in the past. The problem with Pilot Edge is the timing, because they only operate at certain hours, so it becomes very difficult for me to always make it for the for their coverage time. We have Nago. Nago just became a subscriber here at the channel. Welcome aboard, my friend. Welcome to the Kuwait Pilot channel, to the growing family of great folks. Yeah, in the flight sim community. What region do you fly in the most? Well, I'll be very frank with you. I try to, kind of steer away from flying too much in the U.S., but I find myself drawn back to flying in the U.S. It's a place that is very dear to my heart, and so yeah, it's kind of nostalgic when I fly in the U.S. So I find myself going back and forth to flying in the U.S. But the thing is, guys, recently I've flown to a lot of new destinations. Fiji Islands, I'm going to be flying to Manila very soon, Tel Aviv, then Qatar, Dubai. We did Nairobi in Kenya not too long ago. Of course, I've done quite a bit of flights in Europe. So yeah, I do want to explore the world, and but again, every now and then, I just feel like I'm drawn back to flying in the U.S. I just feel, right at home when I fly in the U.S. It feels like home. And earlier today, there was a new release by Thai Models of Sacramento Airport, which is the capital of the Golden State. It's the capital of California. I'm looking forward to flying to or from that airport for you guys. Iceland, I've done a flight in Iceland not too long ago. I've done one in France, Italy. We've done Switzerland. Yeah, just about everywhere, yeah. Happy New Year to you, Mr. Martini. Hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us. Yeah. I've done Iceland, yeah, a couple of times. Newsom's Kingdom Sacramento. Is that the name of the developer? Could be. All right, let's take a look here because we don't want to get carried away. All right, so we're getting very close to top of descent, about 101 nautical miles. And if we look at our graphs, so let's zoom out here a little bit. All right. So that's us right there, and we're arriving into Gulf Lima Delta, and this is the beginning of our star into Denver. We are at 33,000, and we are looking good. Yeah. So here we go. That's top of descent, 97 nautical miles. At about 30 nautical miles, we will reset the MCP altitude. And at about 10 nautical miles, we'll call for the approach and descent checklist, and we'll configure the aircraft for our arrival into Denver. And of course, we're going to be performing an ILS approach this evening, and Sim Toolkit Pro or Volanta. All right, so a couple of things. First of all, Sim Toolkit Pro has all the features of Volanta, plus a lot more, and it's completely free, so you don't really have to pay anything to use Sim Toolkit Pro. Volante, there are some features that are premium features that you have to pay for, which is, which is not a big price to pay, but there is a price that you have to pay for the premium version of Volante. It has a much better user interface. It is cleaner in terms of the user interface and the entire user experience. If you're a first-time user, if they give you Volante and SimToolkit Pro, you'll probably more than likely find Volante easier to use. But mind you that it has less features than SimToolkit Pro, and it's you have to pay for some of the some of the features if that's what you want to do. So yeah. I don't think that the throttle moves that much in real life. No, I don't think so. And yeah, I don't think we get. I don't think there are that many people on Twitch. But yeah. Things are looking good. Yeah, I need to be careful with the starting the streams now, because I think with the restream, once you hit start, there is no go live. It doesn't wait for you to go live. Normally in YouTube, when I click start, it gives me like a button that says click here to go live, but obviously that's not the case with restream. Thanks for subscribing, Jackenia Live TV. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us here. Better set alt hold first Q8 pilot. Alt hold. Ooh. We didn't have it. Yeah, well, thanks for that. I appreciate it. Yeah, you are right. Set alt hold, then you have to control over your descent. AP is still in capture mode with alt itself, so you have to nail down your altitude and descend immediately. Yeah. All right. So looks like you're quite familiar with the aircraft, which is good, because I'm quite rusty, and quite honestly, I haven't really done that much of brushing up. Simply because I, at work. So 68 nautical miles, and if we actually look here at Prague, no, all right, let's go to the flight plan. Let's see here. I think I'm going to go ahead and start the descent now. I'm not going to wait for this because this is not right. So we're going to go ahead and reset the MCP altitude to 7,000 feet. All right, 7,000 is now set, and we are going to come down here, and we're going to select go around. All right, before that, let's call for the checklist. All right, so descent checklist next. No, previous. Start.
Approach checklist, please.
Seatbelts and shoulder harness. Check. Seatbelts and no smoking signs. On. Anti-ice. Off. Exterior lights. Check. Outer brakes. Medium. Radio INS switches. Damn.
All right, check.
Flight director computer selectors. Check. Brake pressure. Check. Spoilers.
We'll check that later, so we'll just skip this one now.
Altimeters.
1016, set and cross-check.
Landing
All right,
data,
per computer.
EPR, and airspeed bugs.
Goes to
Set
go
and
around,
cross-check.
Seatbelts and shoulder harness.
and we're going to
Check.
select alt select.
Panel.
And we're going to set this to vertical speed.
Let's see.
And we'll begin the descent. All right, what is it? Stop fuel heat. All right, so that needs to go off.
Off. EPR computer. Go around. Cabin altitude. Check. Circuit breakers. Check. Approach checklist completed.
All right, we need to slow down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the speed to 240 knots. There we go. And I'm going to extend the brakes, the speed brakes, to help us reduce our speed a little bit. All right, we're descending at about 2,000 feet per minute. Bill Barrett, hello my friend, welcome aboard. Just joining. X-Plane 12 was updated today. You probably already know about it. No, Bill, I do not know. Thanks for letting me know. I will be sure to download the update once I am through with the stream today. But thanks for letting me know. I appreciate it. All right, so folks, what we're going to do, we're going to come down here. We're going to go to the performance calculator. We're going to click on the landing performance, and we're going to get everything from the sim. That should be okay. We're going to click here to set the bugs, set the speed bugs. Now, flaps 1, so the final approach speed is flaps 30 is 139. I'm going to add 5 to that. So we're going to land at 144, which is the previous flap setting. And we can read this also from the sim. Oh, look at that. Landing distance auto brakes is, we need to go probably maximum. I think we should be fine. We should be fine. All right, we'll burn a little more fuel as we go, so so we should be fine, I think. All right. So we are reducing our speed. We should be arriving very soon into Denver. And we need to be at 32, 26.5. I think we're fine. I'm glad that we started the descent when we did. We're looking good here. What does the update actually do? Updates usually addresses bugs. That's right. Yeah, that is correct. Wing view. All right, here we go. And here is a nice wing view for you guys. And by the way, there is some nice orthos as soon as we arrive into Denver. I think we should look at that, guys. Wow. This looks gorgeous. Again, some situations the clouds look bad, some situations they look good. All right, here we go. All right, there we go. Now it's armed, and we're looking good. About 240. We continue our descent. We are looking good. 240, that's fine. And yeah, I think we're looking good in terms of the descent there. Excellent. Sometimes there's no update. Oh, really? QA time, you can open the reserve valve and set the cabin altitude to Denver field altitude. The packs will like that. All right, so the altimeter is 2969er. All right, so we're going to come here to the fuel panel. And let's see here. First, we are going to set this to 296. What was it? 29er. Where is it? 2969. Right. 2969. That's about right here. And the reserve, where is the reserve? Gee, I forgot so many things. Reserve fuel. Reserve tank. You know, I'm not sure. Is this the reserve? I think that must be the reserve fuel, isn't it? Big yellow knobs. All right, so there we go. All right. Definitely an update to X-Plane 12. I just did it while watching the stream. Yep, those are reserve tanks. Thank you very much, Carl. Appreciate it, my friend. I'll definitely check out the. All right, so we're approaching the transition altitude in the U.S. of A, which is 18,000 feet. We can probably reduce our rate of descent a little bit. On second thought, no, we'll leave it. All right, let me see here. 2-9er, 6-9er. So let's come here and set this to 2-9er, 2-9er, 6-9er, 2-9-6-9. There we go, 2-9-6-9. All right, that's set. Excellent. Which one is the next checklist? The next one. Right, so the next one is the landing checklist. Okay. All right, so we're looking good. And now, by the way, we are turning, as you can see here. So this is us right here, and this is the B freeze, the transition. So this is the waypoint. So this B free, we need to be at 10,000, then 7,000 at chord. Oh, that's all right. So now, actually, if we look here, guys, look at this. I mean, this actually looks pretty good. Yeah. I wish it wasn't so cloudy so you can see the beautiful terrain. Denver, Colorado has a beautiful terrain, but unfortunately it's pretty cloudy here, so you really can't see much. All right, so we're heading to Kippy, Cleve, Dandy, Pede, Govas, DVV, and then Be Free, Bingle. Is that the correct Bingle? Let me bring this up here. Boo, 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 boo. All right, then Bingle. Boeing port, and then there is Codco before you actually reach the runway, but that's okay. All right, very good. All right, let's go back to the next page. 26.5. We can probably reduce our rate of descent just a little bit. So I'm gonna just go here and just change that a little bit. Here. All right. We're coming down to 13,000. So 1,500 feet per minute. It's probably not bad. All right, that's good. Okay. And we'll leave it there at 240 until we are closer to Denver. Going straight to DVV will take you over the airfield, and you'd have to backtrack. Denver controllers just vector people before. Oh, really? Do me a favor, ban me to go faster. Do me a favor, ban me to go faster. Not sure I follow you. Sorry. All right, so let's go here. All right, let's bring up our charts. So we are currently right here. We are at Kippy. So what I'm going to do from Kippy, we're going to go, yeah, you are absolutely right. So what we're going to do, we're going to fly direct from Kippy to, let's see here, to Biffrey. So let me go next page. We're going to select Biffrey, go back, and we're going to select it here and execute that. Right, now we begin the turn. Excellent. We are at 10,000. We're looking good. 55, so we can definitely reduce our rate of descent. Where are we here? All right, so let me just go to maybe 1,000 feet per minute or so. 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and turn on the landing lights. Runway turn off lights. It's just been an early descent, but visibility is really bad. Really bad. Yeah, we're going through a cloud. The cloud smoothing is not bad in X-Plane 12. It's actually pretty good. Let's take a look at the outside real quick. Here, yeah. We're definitely going through some clouds. So probably not a bad idea to turn on the anti-icing system. Let's see here. Where is the anti-icing system? Probe heat, anti-ice. Is that the only thing? I think so. All right. 8, 9. So it's good. It's good to have you guys navigating with me. I specifically asked you to relax. There's no need for that here. Thank you very much, Carl. Appreciate it and appreciate you keeping everything in check. Thank you. At 7,000, you're gonna be flying low, slow, and loud over poor people who live east of Denver. Now from then also there is a wing anti-ice. All right, let's take a look. Ah, there we go. And probe heater. Both of these, yeah.
1,000 level off.
All right, let's take a look here real quick. Yeah, we're obviously heading over there. And we have the anti-icing. Oh man, we are way too low. We are definitely very low. Yeah. What is this warning about? Low N1. Let me close these. Alright, so that's the reason why we got the low N1 is because the reserve fuels, the reserve fuel tanks were empty. I hope there are no mountains ahead of us because I can't really see a thing, but we're definitely way too low. And everybody is on the ground, like you said, is... why does your scenery look better than mine? I don't know. I think the anti-ice were on already. You turned them off. Did I? No, so that's on. That's on for the wing anti-ice. Ah, you are right. Yeah, probe heat is on. Okay. You are right. Yeah. All right. So everything here is good, right? We're gonna keep the wing anti-ice because it looks like we're gonna travel through these clouds. Man, we are way too low to the ground. We could pick up some altitude, but yeah, we're not too far now. We should actually go to 210 knots, but we'll do that a little later. Yeah. Can't see a thing. Ooh, looks like it's raining. It looks like the rain effect, the raindrops are not simulated yet in the Felis. Carl, do what you have to do, my friend. I'm with you there. Thank you, Osama, yeah. Low N1 comes from when the engine anti-ice is on, but the N1 is below 50%. Oh, gotcha. But it may not show at the high speed. No mountain from the direction you are approaching. Perfect, Benjamin. Thank you very much for the clearance there. Excellent. Because we are very, very low. Look at that. The orthophotos too. Everyone on the ground is wondering why is this Boeing 747 flying too low, but I can't help but to admire the beautiful light reflection on the engines. Yeah, that's my bad, guys. That's all right. So, you know what? I'm going to do something. I'm going to just go for 2 times the speed a little bit so we can just get a little bit faster.
1,000.
Wow, we're very close to the ground.
Too low terrain. Too low terrain.
Really? I'm tempted to increase the, do you have any sectional to see if there is any terrain out there? What is the shaking sound? I don't remember making it. That's probably a Felis XP Realistic. That's probably why you're hearing the sound. I'm tempted to increase our altitude, guys. What do you think? That's what I'm thinking is to increase our altitude a little bit. Let me go to maybe 8,000. And I'm going to go to vertical speed. Alt select. Still have quite a bit, so I just want to be safe. And so we're just going to climb to 8,000 feet. Right. And we'll just go to Alt hold. Yeah, it's probably better. All right, we're back at 8,000, so Alt hold. We're going to hold the speed, and what we'll do, let's let's see here. We can actually start. All right. Let me go back here, and we're going to go to the performance calculation. We want to look at our speed. So 234 is clean. Flaps 1 at 214. So we're actually going to do just that. We're going to go to 214, and we're going to select flaps 1. So we're going to start reducing our speed to 214, 214, right? And we're going to go to flaps 1. Does Navitab have an accurate sectionals, Benjamin? I know Navigraph has some, but I don't fly. Navigraph is actually fairly accurate. They use Jeppesen maps, so all right. I'm gonna go ahead and select flaps 1. Speed check, flaps 1.
Flaps 1.
All right. So if we look here now, you can see we are getting pretty close, and we are going to begin the turn towards a heading of 353 degrees to intercept the localizer at Denver. We'll keep this here so we can take a look at our speeds. 214, flaps 5, 194. We are getting pretty close now. Now, those speeds on the EFB are the minimum maneuver speeds, meaning you should have set flaps before you reach the speed. Gotcha. All right, so let's go to flaps 5.
Flaps 5.
Okay, got you. So it's already plus 5. Okay, so that's 139. That's done. Okay, perfect. All right, so now, folks, you can see that we're making the turn here, and the runway should be right ahead of us. Now, visibility is extremely bad, so we can't really see much, but that's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set our heading bug to 353 degrees. Right, 353 is set. And we are now heading towards the runway. I'm just getting a little disoriented here now. All right, so let's go ahead and reduce our speed to 194. All right, that's 194, and we can actually begin the descent now to. So let me go to 7,000. And we're going to go to vertical speed and reduce our speed. I think that's a little too much, but that's okay. All right, and for flaps 10, 174. So speed check flaps 10.
Flaps 10.
Let's go to 174. All right. Now what we're going to do is we are going to switch to radio. Right, so here we have the heading bug set correctly. We're going to head this to radio, and we're going to set this to ILS. There we go. And you can see the glide slope and localizer needles. You can see glide slope is active now. And we're going to start reducing our speed. All right, let's go to flaps. I'm not sure where we are relative to the runway. It's right ahead of us now. All right. So it's going to be rough because I can't see a thing. So let's start reducing our speed. All right, so let's go to flaps 20.
Flaps 20.
All right, flaps 20. And the speed is 154. (154) is set. I hope KSFO is not like that. I am currently at flight level 370. Look at that. Beautiful. Wow, the weather is very bad. Felis, are you going to include the bring the raindrops compatibility to the Felis? All right, let's take a look here real quick. All right, and if we look here, we're actually in the, we should start seeing the needle moving down a little bit. And we can go to land. Autopilot is disconnected. So, you know what? I don't know if I want to do that now or not. I have no clue what's going on. I can't see a thing. Right, I can see the needle start moving down now, which is good. Right, let's go ahead and lower the landing gear. And we're going to go for the speed. All right, so I'm going to go to flaps 25.
Flaps 25.
That's because the landing gear is probably still not down.
Gears down, green light.
All right. And we're going to go to 13144. Wow, I can't see anything at all. So this is going to be rough, guys. Sorry. All right, and we're gonna go to
1,000.
Right, 1,000 feet.
Flaps 30.
Flaps 30. And we're gonna go to 139. Right, here we go. You can see the aircraft is now we can see, at least we can see the ground, which is good. 139 is set. All right, I think I can see. All right, let's disconnect the autopilot and my aircraft. And I'm going to disconnect the auto throttle as well.
500.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Okay.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Denver, Colorado. Woohoo! Beautiful, beautiful aircraft. Hand flying it is a real joy. Wow, man, the weather is absolutely terrible.
60 knots.
By the way, we never did the landing checklist, so that's okay. All right, let's see here. I can't see a thing. It is definitely, yeah, Mars landing for sure. I don't know where to go now because I can't see anything whatsoever. So, yeah, let me disarm the...
Auto brake off.
All right, auto brake is off, and we'll just do the... let's go here and go to the checklist. We're just going to go to the after landing.
After landing checklist.
Brake pressure.
Check.
Body gear steering.
Hold on.
Flaps 1.
What is it complaining about? All right, here we go. I think there's a taxiway here, but I'm not sure where the terminal is. It was nice, yeah. It was a nice landing. By the way, guys, there is a problem with the replay system on some planes, not all of them, where we are unable to do the replay. The plane doesn't touch the ground on replay. It kind of floats. So I have no clue where to go. So let me bring up the... so we are here. Let's go to Denver. And we'll go to taxi, and let's see, no, airport information. All right, let's see here where we are. Where are we? Let's hide this. Where are we? Oh, there we are. Okay. So we'll make a, looks like there is a Whiskey Echo, and we'll take and come back on this, or actually we can go here. Let's just go here and maybe park the aircraft somewhere there. Yeah, let's do that, just in the interest of time. Sunlight Ashley, welcome aboard to the Q8 Pilot channel. Thank you very much. Martin, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Would you consider doing a review of the Mango packs? Sure. Yeah. Which one are you specifically talking about? But yeah, I'll be more than happy to take a look, and if there is a specific one that you want me to take a look at. Let me know. I'll go ahead and purchase it from the org store, and yeah, I'll make a review on it. The weather is absolutely terrible. I can see the buildings right over there. Maybe we'll just take the aircraft somewhere there. Here, let's take a look at the outside. Frontier. What do you guys think of this aircraft? I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Alright, strobe we don't need. Beacon nav are fine. And yeah, I think we'll just bring the aircraft here. The terminal is probably on the other side. And by the way, Volanta will give us the... Let me hide this. I'm all over the place. I'm looking here. All right, so here. The TD was minus 104. That was our landing rate. Minus 104.66 was our landing rate, which is pretty good. Yeah. All right, we're going to see now if we can do a replay. So here we go. Aircraft is... By the way, you see now that things are darker. You can see the nice cockpit lighting, the overhead panel. Everything just looks the engineer station right there. Looks pretty good. I'm sure there's more lights here. Let's see. I'm sure there is light. I'm just not sure where it is. Ah, there we go. So background lights, map, the circuit breakers, and now if we look here, look at this. Look at that, guys. How about that? Look at it. Wow, this looks really nice. Thank you, Usama. Thank you very much. Take care, my friend. All right, let's do a quick... we'll try to do the replay. I haven't been successful with a lot of aircraft, and this one included. But here, let's give it a shot. Yeah, even the flaps are not down. So I'm not sure why this happens. But it reaches a certain point, and then it shows that the aircraft is... look at the wing condensation there. It shows the aircraft above the ground, but maybe we'll be able to see this. Let's see. Ah, this time it looks like it worked. Yeah. Look at. All right, let's do this one more time. Toggle. And why is... I'm not sure why the flaps are not down. Now the flaps are down. But where's the airport? Oh, there we go. All right. Now that is something. Look at that, guys. That looks really good. That, come on. Wow, look, guys, look at the wing condensation there. Wow, that's really nice. Wow. Here's another look. The might of this Queen of the Sky, the 747. Look at that. There's no splash effect there on the tires, though we have a wet runway. Let's do it just one more time. What a beautiful looking aircraft. Well, I sure do hope that you guys have enjoyed this stream. It's been a long stream, but it's been a lot of fun. I want to thank Felis very much for being here with us this evening. Felis, thank you very much for being here. I do appreciate it very much. It's been a really fun stream, and thank you very much all for being here as well this evening. It's been definitely a lot of fun, and I thoroughly enjoyed being here, and thank you for everyone for your kind words, for your support, for the people who've done a super chat. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. And of course, I want to thank the moderators for their help and keeping things in check here on the channel. Well, folks, it's time for me to hit the sack and call it a day. So until we meet next time, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in this evening, and bye-bye for now.